Call to order the special city council meeting of Monday, August 29th. With a roll call, please.
Mayor Martini.
Here.
Welcome back. City Clerk Patterson here. Council members Ratty absent. Lawson.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Kerrigan.
Here.
Schmidt.
Here.
City Manager Carey.
Here.
City Attorney Adams.
Here.
Okay, Josie, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Wendell, seeing it's your show today, why don't you lead us?
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next is comments from the public. Anyone in the public want to make a comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Approval of the agenda. Anyone who want to take anything out of order?
Yeah, I'd like to move adjournment up.
Okay, if not, looking for a motion. Wait a minute, what's this? Look.
Look at that. Who's that guy?
I don't know. Mr. Smith,
Move to approve.
do you have a second?
Second?
Seconded by Mr. Kerrigan. We have a motion by Mr. Smith, second by Mr. Kerrigan to approve the agenda as outlined by staff. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passed unanimously with those present. Recommendations to approve minutes, we have none. Okay, wait, let me see if I can get back to where we are here. Okay, I believe the next item is presentation, discussion, and direction on redrawing city council ward boundaries based on the 2010 U.S. Census. Mr. Rundle, take it away, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Jim Rundle, Senior Planner, here to present the concepts. At the August 9th City Council meeting, staff presented 3 different concepts. Based on that discussion and after input with meeting with the Citizens Advisory Committee for Sparks, staff focused on Concept 1 from the August 9th meeting and have developed 2 concepts, Map 1A and 1B, that you should have. At the August 9th meeting, the City Council requested that I look at putting homeowners associations into 1 ward, including the Vistas and Wingfield Springs, keeping Pioneer Meadows in Ward 4, adjusting Ward 2 to include the Pyramid Corridor from Pyramid Way and McCarran Boulevard and north into the Spanish Springs Valley. Adjust Talladega Drive so that the entire street was within 1 single ward. Incorporate the area southwest of Los Altos Boulevard into Ward 4. Incorporate the area on the southwest side of Vista and Bering into Ward 3. Keeping in mind that staff always has to ensure that the city council person is within their ward, that the ward boundaries are contiguous, and that whenever possible we follow major arterials. As directed by the council, staff held the Citizens Advisory Committee meeting, which was on August 11 at the Larry Johnson Center. The citizens at the meeting reviewed the same concepts the City Council reviewed at the last meeting. To summarize the sentiment from the Citizens Advisory Board, they essentially liked Concept 2, which was the north-south, the linear wards, because it incorporated a lot of the city, but they said ultimately, that's from the last meeting, Concept 2, where the words went like this. Yeah. They kind of liked that idea, but they said the best was to use Concept 1 because it kept things closer to what we're doing now. So yeah, they didn't vote or anything like that, but they did say ultimately that they wanted to assert that Concept 1 was the best one to move forward with. So considering the council input and the Citizens Advisory input, we came up with the Concept 1A and 1B. So this is hard, as you know, but looking at Concept 1A, I think that the city council has those in their report there. We have tried to do a couple of different things. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to incorporate all of the requests. This boundary has moved Ward 2 north into the Spanish Springs Valley along the Pyramid Highway. And it has put the vistas into Ward 4. It leaves Desert Highlands in Ward 3. However, because of population, it moved Cimarron out of Ward 4. And then on 1B, here is a concept, maybe I can zoom out some more. Oh. Here is a concept that on Ward 4 included Pioneer Meadows, which was one of the requests. Cimarron goes back into Ward 4, but then I had to split the vistas and wasn't able to move north with Ward 2. We were able to incorporate some of the area along Bering and Vista on 1B and also on 1A. I'm sorry I wrote on these because I grabbed one that I had been thinking of trying to come up with other concepts as well on this. So, Mr. Mayor, that concludes my quick presentation, and we'll open it up for discussion.
Questions? Ron Smith.
Jim, let's look at 1B.
Okay?
And I think 1B is doable, but that section of the vista is like going up Los Altos. If you could move that into 4, I'm going to come down and point it out to you.
Here, Ron, I brought this laser pointer.
Okay.
All right.
You can see that?
I think so.
Watch out who you laser there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this section right here,
Okay.
right there,
Yeah.
if you can move that back into 4 and then you got me on Miramonte there, but if you keep all the vistas there in Ward 4, I think you might have to give me the Vista Heights to make it even though it's the same HOA.
Okay.
Because I think this should be in 4 right here, right up Los Altos. And Mike was mentioning earlier that Miramonte, but it's already in this concept, it's already in mine. Mike, what do you? Here.
Well, once again, I just wanted to have the homeowner association in one ward. And I think my rationale for that is they know who to go to, unless we don't care anymore. If we don't care anymore, then let's just go, all of us just go run for the whole city. That makes sense? Because lower it down just a little bit.
Okay.
So you can see the top. No, that's all right. Okay, if you get it,
The top.
that's fine. But I think the other one was, if you put that back in Ward 4 right here, and this over here is that Vista Heights? I can't see it. I think it is, isn't it?
Vista Heights just up a little bit.
Everything to the west of Vista Heights is in Homeowners Association for the Vistas. You give Ron everything right of Vista Heights. I think that's Miramonte. That's fine. You go up here to the north. Keep going. This right here, okay, that homeowners association is part of the Vistas, and just if you draw that green down, go ahead and just do Pioneer Meadows in the Ward 5. And then take that line, because I don't think Ron wants this, but go ahead. Take that line and draw it straight over like this, right in front of Tierra del Sol. Okay? And then don't include it. There's houses right here.
Right.
Just go up here, and now go that way. Well, not that far. Just go right along that line. And I'll tell you the reason, because guess what's there? Right here. That's the
tourist commercial business.
Yeah. Called what? The Lazy Eight. Yeah. I think maybe we ought to keep that in Ward 4, since I went to the Supreme Court over it. If it ever gets done, it might be nice to have it. Okay. Because Wingfield owns that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And that will be, and then that'd be a happy camper. And I think
Okay.
if you take that out,
I follow that. Can you say the part on the Vista Heights again and help me draw the line?
okay, if you give Ron Smith, Miramonte, whatever those roads are,
It's already on here.
I think all that is Miramonte, except for, yeah, I think that's all, I think that's okay right there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's okay. I was just trying to, when you take the vistas, you're going to get
Yeah.
a lot of population in there, so
Yeah, but take a look, I'm 500 behind Ron, and then if you go up, I'm way behind, I mean, I'm at,
But
If it works, I'm fine
If we
with it.
took tier, or excuse me, if we go like this, can we use 1A to look at?
yeah, that's what I'm saying, that almost is, yes. So all you need to do is just go straight across like
So we would
that,
go over here,
up,
and
yeah,
like that.
right, and let's see that, yeah,
And then the south, it works for you?
yeah.
Councilman Smith, does the Vistas area work on this one?
well, I don't have more money in that section. The only problem I have with the ward going up, Ward 3 going up, there's nothing there except some apartments. on
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing there.
There's not. It's just land.
It's just land.
you're not
There's no
getting-
residential up there. That's where the census boundary is.
Yeah.
That's good.
What's that?
The mayor's that laser.
Oh.
That's where the census boundary is.
Uh-huh.
You would get, like you say, the Desert Highlands apartments that are in there,
And I have that now.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's just where that census line is for the map to draw.
So when, and that's fine, I can live with that, except when, now, if you do that with Mike, he's gonna pick up a lot of population up there, isn't he?
If
No, but I'm giving up some too.
if we do this one though, you were actually 1A, Councilman Kerrigan, has Cimarron in Ron Schmidt's ward.
Yeah, but if you put it back in my ward, and then it should be,
Then if we put it back, if Cimarron goes back, well,
I'm 700 behind Ward 5. If you take Cimarron back, is there more than 700 people in there?
I worked on this one. I worked on this one this week, so I didn't have it in your packet. But this concept, Mike, has Cimarron
Thank you.
in your ward. It kind of splits Miramonte, as you guys were talking about earlier. And it puts Pioneer Meadows back into Councilman Schmidt's ward. We can draw the line on here as well
Okay.
for Tierra del Sol.
Now, is that all, if you go down to Ward 3, is that only Miramonte, or is that part of Vistas?
I think that I believe that part, it may be, I'm not sure.
Looks like it's got one street of the Vista
I
Heights.
thought
in
it had that there's a part on Vista Heights Drive that is within the Vistas.
So if you just move that
You guys
over,
may know better than I do on that one.
if you just move it, where's the pointer at? If you move this right here,
No, I think that's okay. I think that street right there, that's the end of the Vistas. See the right over there? That's Miramonte.
What is that?
this is
street?
Miramonte, but
Right.
when you go up the hill here,
You turn right.
you turn
Oh,
right.
I see.
You see that
Give
one
that road
street?
back to me.
Yeah, give that back to
if
4.
all you'd have to do is make a line around there, and that's all of, that would be,
So this one,
Yeah.
Yep.
And otherwise, I think
try.
I think that
That'll work.
works.
and I'll try to do that. Here's the part that doesn't make any sense is, to an extent, that looks like a simple fix. But the way the census, they just drew lines where they felt like drawing lines. And that makes it a challenge. For example, I may just try to put this street in, but the census line could be like something that comes down like this.
But why does that
or
matter?
does it matter?
Because when you put it on the computer had to pull those census blocks, and it knows how many people are in each block. So I say pick up block 1,152, and it goes boom, and it switches them, it won't let me just do a half of a block.
Here's what you need to do. You need to move that road over and still call it 18,719 for population.
I mean, I understand what you guys want to do, and I'll try to do that.
Sounds illegal to me,
I'll try to, I'll see where the census block lines are and see what I can do. But we're pretty close on 1C itself.
1C, yeah, looks pretty good.
Well, as far as Ward 4 and 3, and
Yeah, we got others.
I don't know about.
I mean, for us, yeah, I don't,
On Ward 2, and I understand you have, I worked on this one late last
He
week.
is okay with it, obviously.
What we do have going for us in 1C is that we were still able to find a way to move Ward 2, as Councilman Schmidt had asked, out into the north. And then we were able to still have four of the wards come together at Green, Bray, and McCarran. It does move Julia's ward, Councilwoman Ratty's ward, north to Greenbrae as opposed to Audie.
So it goes straight across Greenbrae.
Pretty much. Pretty much straight across.
I forgot my magnifying glass.
yeah.
Ron Schmidt,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What is the range, Jim, we're trying to look at? And populations from what to what? What is our magic numbers?
Well, the target is 18,211 people. So if I took 5%, negative 5% of that, or subtracted 5% from that and added it, those would be the ranges.
Yeah, but
Sure, that's a 10%.
How long have I had 25% more people in my ward than everybody else?
Excuse me, you're right. Thank you for the correction.
2.5% each direction, because it's a
Correct.
5% range.
You're right.
So you don't have those numbers with you. I can do the math.
I'd have to do the math.
360 something, yeah. 18,200, 360.
We have them on the computer program when we come up with them, and we're looking for that range.
80. So what's that, 440?
And we have it out to like the 10,000 because it helps us. Oh, another thing, Councilman Kerrigan, or all of you, on the concept 1C, we had to add the Aratsville area. So we had to go across Vista Boulevard. Right here, this is where, like, the Pinocchios and the Imagination Station are. We had to come across from this drive and include that area in the ward for it to be within that 5%.
Because nobody lives in it, though.
There is Tanglewood Grove. There's some R16 zoning in there.
Okay.
questions?
Okay.
For me, I think 1C is pretty close, for me.
Got anything?
It makes no difference to me.
Good point. Still in Spark, don't you?
I'm still at Sparks. They didn't drive me out of Sparks.
They almost threw you out of your ward, though.
That's where I started though, Mike.
Is that right?
Yep. I started right on the edge anyways, living life on the edge.
I think it's got a little island for me. Look at that. Look at my neighbors are in my ward anymore.
Okay, questions? Considerations?
Okay, so it sounds
So
like.
this is just this is not something we're voting on today. These are
Nope.
something you're going to bring back to us.
Yeah, we'll bring back on, well, you'll see, I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I'll discuss with Armando and how to present it to you. But the next meeting, or the next time you'll see the word concepts would be a proposal, essentially, and it'd be in the first reading, where typically we don't the council doesn't discuss them very much, and then be scheduled for a public hearing on the 26th of September.
Doesn't mean we can't discuss it, though, on the first reading.
I think you can.
Yeah,
I think you can.
first reading and discussion.
Hey, Jim, I'm sorry.
I had Mr. Lawson first.
good.
You know, and if you would please punch in, because when I watched the meeting last week, when you don't punch in, you don't always get on the record, right? So make sure you punch in so in back they know to turn your microphone on. Ed Lawson.
Okay, when you bring it back to Jim, can you either take the existing wards and mute them more and put more definitive lines? Because I have a hard time telling the difference between Ward 3 and 4. So if there's a way to, take the railroad track out of there and, show the new ward with actual lines around it, it'll make it clear for everybody.
Of course, so make the colors more pronounced and remove the black line layer. Because the black line is where the old words used to be, is what it's supposed to reflect.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm just saying if we could just mute the black lines and,
Would anybody have a problem if we just took the black line off?
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay, we'll just remove that existing word layer.
Yeah, because it's for us colorblind guys that green and purple kind of meld together.
Okay. Okay.
Is that it, Ed?
What colors work the best? I can ask to do.
You have warm and you have hot colors. So do a cool and a hot.
So like a blue and a red are good, and green and
Anything
yellow.
contrasting, yes.
Okay.
Or a spring and summer.
Yeah.
That would be
fall guy.
a spring and a fall.
Silver and gray.
He wants to be silver and black,
Yeah,
like his Raiders. Okay, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Jim, go bring Ward 3 up.
Word 3.
Okay, if it comes out that I lose too much population on that one street, maybe you can make it up right there, because that's in my ward right now.
Okay.
Okay? Just an idea.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. So have you got direction?
I think so. This is what I've got down, is to look at what I'm going to call Stonebrook. I'll zoom out some more.
Stony Brook.
Okay. So I'll look at, on the overhead, adding this area. Stonebrook, I don't believe has any population, to Ward 4. Moving it over to Tierra del Sol, including the north part of Tierra del Sol, the tourist commercial designated area, back into Ward 4, leaving the residential in Ward 5, potentially looking at where the Vistas split is here, depending on where that would be, potentially looking at adding this back into Ward 3 if the population doesn't work out.
And that street up there, it's called, I can't read it, it's something Stone.
Where
Up in the Vistas.
Stoneview.
Stoneview? Okay. No, Siltstone.
Silkstone?
Silt.
Siltstone. Oh, that's okay. That's way up higher than that.
That's way up high, yeah. That's the longest street up there, I think.
Okay, anyone else? Any comments? Okay, we need no action on this, do we, Jim?
No,
You've
no
got
action.
your recommendations and things
Yes.
you're going to bring it back to us? Okay.
Yes, it'll be brought back to you with those, working those comments back in.
Okay, if you could take down the monitor so I can get to my screen. So, let me look here. We got Okay, next we have comments from the public. Anyone in the public like to make a public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from the city council or city manager.
You know, I do have one.
Ron Smith.
You know, I'd just like to ask Mr. Carey where we at on the weed abatement on Vista and Sparks Boulevard.
Mr. Smith, I'd be happy to check on that and send the council an email tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving right along. I think. Okay, seeing no further business, we are adjourned.